Welcome back, guys, to the channel. And today we will be discussing Summer House, Martha's Vineyard. And I don't know, last night's episode was a bit dry for
It
me.
was. I can agree.
Yes, it was a bit dry. Um, I don't know. I think
I don't
next
even know
week's
where
looks
to
like it's going
start.
to be more intriguing. I think
Next
next
week
week is going to be very
definitely
fun.
having more personalities in the house. Definitely gonna be more
Yes,
drama.
yes.
And yeah, I feel like next episode's gonna be the best one. But let's see about this one. I don't even know where to start with this episode. I mean, we left off where they picked up where we left off the last episode, which was what's her name? Jasmine.
Jasmine from
She
the dinner
was
scene. Yeah.
yeah,
So
yeah.
she was having a breakdown, and we saw that it was due to Silas also being deployed, and also she's saying that her
Mm-hmm.
friends flip flopping Bria. Um, we also saw where with Silas being deployed, this is her first pregnancy, and she's not going to basically have him to be there for her during her first pregnancy, and even during the
Mm-hmm.
birth, he
Yeah.
still won't be there. So I can imagine the stress that she has on her head. Plus, she doesn't even know when he's coming back.
Yeah.
So it's like a lot of emotions, I'm sure, especially being pregnant as well. You know,
Yeah.
her
And
moods basically.
feeling like she don't have the support that she need is yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah,
I feel for her. I'm gonna lie. If I should say last season I wasn't feeling her at all. I
yeah, I
wasn't here
wasn't
for her.
either.
But this
Yeah.
season, I don't know, she is growing on me. She's coming around. I don't know if it's because Silas is not there and she's not playing the happy life, happy wife. Uh putting on a mask, but she actually being herself. I don't know. But I'm liking her this season and I really feel for her.
Yeah, she's been growing on me this season.
Yeah.
We saw at the same dinner where we saw Bria said last year she felt a bit disrespected regarding Mariah, and of course she has to let her feelings be known because she's not keeping her mouth
Oh
closed.
my God.
And at this point, Bria, like,
I am
we
getting off
get
the
it. Every
bratty
episode you have
behavior.
to show that Mariah shoved you into the wall or shoved you with some
Ooh,
clothes.
right.
Like every episode, you're, as we say, and I see the frustration in Jasmine's face because
Mm-hmm.
in one scene you're telling me that it's totally fine, she can come. In the next scene, you're saying that you don't want her to come because you still have emotions. I am just
Mm-hmm.
watching an interview where basically she also stated after the show film that
I
if they
mentioned
were
it
supposed to have a yeah, if she
last
was supposed
review.
to have a
Yeah.
second season, she would be okay with her coming. So
Right.
I'm like, what are we doing here? Like, are we playing in
Definitely
the audience
flip-flopping.
face or what? Yes.
Yeah.
And I can see the frustration in Jasmine's face because I'm already going through
Agree.
these emotions. I maybe she's more connected to Mariah because you know that she's no longer that friendly with
Mm-hmm.
with
I mean, she
Jordan
said
and
she
so forth.
showed up for I think it was Silo sent off. She showed up,
Yes.
Mariah showed up. She was supporting her. So I mean, it's only right for her to like feel like this is the closest friend I do got and I want her to be there.
Right.
And
Then
mm-hmm. Go
then we
ahead.
saw where Preston then says that the Phil situation, he doesn't feel it was the same sentiment that was given to him regarding Phil. That's when we had
Mm-hmm.
Bria and Preston got into it where she again stormed off as she normally does.
Again, ready to
And
go.
he called her a brat, which she rightfully
She
is,
is.
because she's behaving like a brat. So if you act like a duck and you quack like a duck, you're a freaking duck.
You're
So
right.
right now she's acting like a brat. So guess what? You're a brat. But what were your thoughts on that back and forth she had with Preston? Do you think that it was called for from Preston? Do you think
It
that
was somewhat
Briere
called
deserved
for.
it?
How I see the house, the summer house. How I see the house is where Preston is the daddy, and the rest of them are
Yes,
just the kid. Preston is right.
kids.
I gotta agree with him. He's always. I mean, most of the time he's always right, and he's like a fair person from what I've seen and heard
Mm-hmm.
from what he said. So it's right, and I don't feel like Bree got Preston's back. Because if it's the other
No.
way around, if you notice, everybody else is so tired of her. They didn't even. She felt like they were having her back. Because I don't know, you saw the scene when they were leaving. And she was in the car, and she wanted Alex and the next
Yes,
guy
when they were
to
heading back,
stand up
she
for
started
her.
yelling
I
at
was
them,
like,
saying they
that's
need to have her
crazy. You
back.
are
And
crazy
I'm
because
like,
if it's Mm-hmm.
No one can have Bria's back because Bria is
No.
very unpredictable. We don't know what Bria is coming with.
True. So I don't know. And then when she got on the phone also with what's his name? I keep forgetting their name. Why? When she got on the phone
Simon.
with
Oh, was it Simon? Yes, she got
no,
on the phone with Simon.
no, with
Who
Phil.
would
I'm kind
Phil?
of
Oh,
backtracking
yes.
first just to
Yeah,
prove my what I'm trying to say. When she got on the phone with
right.
Phil, she basically was saying everybody have somewhat an issue with her, Phil coming back, but she also, I think, if I can recall, said that Preston had more to say. So I feel like she don't have Preston back. She would throw him under the bus anytime, any day.
Because she
So
seems
it's
that she's
only
very
fair.
closer to Phil, so she's
Right,
like she was willing to
right.
throw Preston and anybody under the bus for Phil. Don't know what hold Phil has over her, but it's really annoying at this point. Then, while back at the house, we saw where Jasmine also apologized to Shanice regarding the ex-boyfriend issue because that was the topic at
Mm-hmm.
the dinner scene, and she accepted
Mm-hmm.
the apology. They see where Bria was heading upstairs while Milo was ripping that bedroom up
The
in
whole
shreds.
apart.
Yeah, and then we saw where Nick said to her that he probably is something he was saying regarding the dog, and she heard, "You're a hoe, stop crying."
That is crazy. I think he said he's crying for you or something like that. He's crying for you.
Yes, he's crying for you, and
Yeah.
she heard, "You're a hoe, stop crying."
Like, what the hell?
I'm
She's crazy. I
like,
don't know. This would be her
she's
last season. I ain't
crazy.
gonna lie.
And at this point, I don't think this is TV or entertainment she's doing it for. I think she's just
Yeah,
literally mental. Like something
it's
up
a
here
bit
is
too
not
much.
rotating properly, or I
Yeah,
don't know.
it's a bit too much. It's like,
Then we saw her
mm-mm.
come back downstairs as she normally does, say shit, run off, then come back with a different personality. Then she came back downstairs
Yeah,
and then she's saying that she is looking someone for sleep support.
yeah, that was crazy as well too. Like, are you joking or are you
And
serious?
Nick said
Like,
it's supposed imagine if Simon walks in now.
right?
What is going to happen here? And
Sleep
what
support.
is he going to say? Hey, I am sleep support. Like, girl, like, I don't know if she's drunk or
She
what,
probably was because
but
she took two shots when Amir
yes,
and Shanice or Jordan. Oh, it was Shanice
Jordan,
came back. Jordan, yeah.
Jordan,
It's so
yeah, when they
funny.
came
I
back
would
with
have
the
been one of
shots.
them. I would have left the group and gone to the bar to take my shot because they took their shot there. They were having a
Yeah,
time over
because it
there.
was
They came back
madness
after the
outside to
drama
where we all
ended.
had Nick saying that tone it down because I'm sure he says white people are
Yeah,
looking at us like, keep it down, like,
she was there
have
screaming
some
at
look,
them.
yeah.
It was crazy.
Then we got to the next morning where we saw Jasmine tells Bria that Mariah will be staying somewhere else and she will be at but she will be at the festivities. And
Hmm.
she was okay with that. Let's see for how long before she comes back and say that she doesn't feel comfortable with her now also being at the festivities. But we see in the
Hmm.
next episode that apparently she did come to one of the festivities that they were having. So we'll
Hmm.
see how
I
that
saw
goes
that. Yeah.
down. Then we saw a basketball game. I don't think Noel wins, but I think someone stayed home. I can't remember, but Preston and
Noel went.
Bria,
Noel, did she
she
win?
went
Oh
because she
yeah,
ended
she
up throwing
went.
up in
Yeah,
the bathroom or something
yeah,
like that.
yeah.
We saw at the game, Preston and Bria decided to have a conversation, and I guess this is the point of their friendship where he has already said to her that she's a brat. So it's
Hmm.
not news to her when she hears he says that. So it was a cool conversation. It didn't seem like it was this back and forth. It seems like it's something that he has always shared with her. So
Hmm.
she was not necessarily felt offended by it. We saw where Preston said to Bria that he's open to having a FaceTime conversation with
Conversation.
Phil
Yeah.
because Bria keeps shoving Phil down everybody's throat, saying that he's a changed man. He has been in church. He has been baptized. He has
Right.
been everything under the bus. And he also apologized to Bria as well regarding the comment. Then we see where the gang decided to go to the club, and then we had Crazy Bria carrying her dog to the
Like,
club.
does
Now,
that?
I don't know about where you're at. You can tell me. Have you ever been to a club and see someone carrying their dog to the
I've
club?
never been to a club and see an animal, a pet, or nothing. I'm sorry.
I see
I don't
them in
know.
the
I don't know where
mall, I
that
see them in
happened.
the
Yeah,
stores and stuff like that, but I've never been to a club and someone
never,
thinks they want to carry their dog. I don't even remember even Paris Hilton even going to the club and decided she wants to carry her little dog with her.
never.
Like
I've never
it
seen
is
it.
just baffles me. And she's saying she has been international and they don't have any issues with her dog. And I'm like, why would someone be coming to a club where it's drinking,
Right.
smoking, dancing, and then have a dog in the
It was
club?
even weird that she did because they've been out before, they've been to the club before since the season has started, and she's never
Exactly.
brought, even last season, she never brought the
She
dog
never brought
to the
that
club. So
dog.
I was like, where did this come from?
I
Like,
guess she didn't
what
want
is
the
going
dog to
on in
rip
that
up her
brain of
stuff
yours?
again. She didn't want the dog to rip up her stuff again. So she says, hey, let me carry him to the club. Like, if you know that
That's
you,
crazy.
yeah, stay home. Don't go
At
anywhere.
this
Because
point,
practically she was in the car whole night. So pretty much you should have just stayed home at this point. You
stayed
should have called
home.
an Uber like you
Looking
normally love to
dumb.
do
Right.
and just stay home. Ridiculous. We then get to where before their rodeo, which we saw Preston in something that I don't think should have been flashed across my television screen. But
Preston had them buns on national
right,
TV. That was crazy.
I was
Like,
like, is this
okay.
really happening? Like I had to really look. Then when I went on Twitter and I saw a person's posting and said, why am I seeing Preston's cheeks on my television screen? And I was like, that's the same thing I had in mind. Preston
It
then
was
says he's ready
funny.
to speak to Phil. Yeah. Says he's ready to
Yeah.
speak to Phil. Then he was outside with Bria on the phone on the FaceTime. Phil
Hmm.
says that he was drunk when he met everyone, as we could have tell, because he came in very hot in that
Very hot.
scene. Preston then says that he felt triggered by the language that he was using, rightfully so, because I think Phil was using some words saying that if he's a whim or some words
Basically saying
basically.
he's soft, zesty,
Yes, right.
sus.
And you know that person is identified as a gay guy, so of course
Yeah.
those are triggering words because if he grew up basically where persons may have been bullying him around that, so now for
Yeah,
you to be in
those
a
were some
space where
words
you
that
think
were
that
being
you're
used.
safe, and then he comes in with his hyper masculine behavior basically.
Hmm.
We saw where Phil then says that he has been in therapy for the last year and he apologizes to Preston. Now,
Yeah.
do you believe that Phil is in therapy?
I'm gonna give him the benefit of the doubt. It is so funny that when he came into the house last season for the bit second when he just arrived, I was like, all right, he's cool. Okay, fine. But his actions made me did not. I'm still like, if I was in the house, I would have been on guard right now. I probably would be one of
Yeah,
the person who don't want him to be there. But okay, I'm gonna give you the benefit of the doubt. You've been in therapy. Okay, you're a changed person after a year and a half now, I think, or whatever. Okay,
at this
let's
point.
see. But I just believed he's gonna bring drama.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We then get to the rodeo riding, and this is where I didn't really have any notes from this. It was just everybody was riding a freaking horse at
Yeah,
this
they was
point.
having fun. Yada yada
And Jasmine
yada.
decided not to ride because we know she's pregnant, so she literally is just like the mother of the group taking videos of everybody riding. And that was that scene. Then they
Yeah.
got back to the house where we saw Amir on his phone with his girlfriend Natalie, which seems I don't know, but this relationship screams
Something
toxic
about
and
this
annoying.
very toxic, and I feel like it's the girl. I don't know.
I think it's she, and I think she's supposed to
Yeah,
be coming to the house. I would love to see how she interacts with everybody and what's her personality like on screen.
yeah,
But from what I'm getting on these phone calls and these text messages, she seems very bratty. I'm sure she and Bria will get
very,
along well.
yeah,
And she seems very like she's expecting you to read her mind according to Amir.
yeah.
Because when she's upset, she doesn't necessarily state because she's a child. Clearly, she can't speak what she's feeling. And she's expecting him to understand what what she's feeling and etc. And for me, feels like she's just probably jealous that he's in this house with all of these females. She doesn't know if she's going to end up seeing something on television where he cheated on her, he did something, and she's feeling insecure.
That's crazy though. Because if it does happen, then it's the better for you. Just so you know that he's probably not the
It's
one
not
for
for
you.
you.
Because that's big
Exactly.
disrespect. Because he know that he's on TV and he's gonna do something to implicate his relationship. Mm-mm.
Exactly. And he has been screaming it
So
from the rooftops when we enter the house that he's in a relationship. So it's
right,
not like Nick where you have to be remembering that Nick is in a
Right.
relationship.
The only
Amir
time
has been
he has
screaming
ever
this.
mentioned he had a girlfriend, it was this episode when he was talking about the sleep support with Bria. That's the only time
Exactly,
he's ever
because we see
mentioned.
Amir on almost every episode having a
Right.
conversation with the girlfriend. We don't see Nick having any conversations with his supposed
Never.
girlfriend. So I would more understand if it's a situation where it was Nick. But
Yeah.
for someone like Amir, I don't see,
I
girl,
don't
why you
know.
need to be that insecure, because he's been screaming it is all over social media that he's in a relationship. So I don't
Right.
see why. And he's on television. This is not like they have production. I think they even have one of those 24/7 cameras in all areas
They
of the
do.
house, as
They
you could
do.
see where you saw Preston Buns out. So
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure something would have been caught where you get.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know.
But let's see. I wanna see. I can't wait to see her too. She's one of the person I can't wait to see as well.
Yeah.
Because I know
Well,
she
we at
gonna
the
bring some drama for Amir, because Amir been a bit quiet and to the back lately in all the episodes
But
really.
that is
They
always
haven't
his
given
personality
much.
to get
True.
to be honest.
But I
He's
want some
always the
more from
nice
him.
guy.
Yeah.
Like he's always
The
like the
nice
nice
guy.
guy.
Yeah. He was funny when well, the next scene we should go through, we're about to go to, I think, where they were all sitting at the pool talking.
Yes. So at the
Summer and
pool we
yeah.
saw Summer and Noel, and also Bria, Shanice, and Jordan were at the pool. And this is where we
Mm-hmm.
saw they would speak again about Alex. Alex is clearly
Yeah.
the main storyline for this season. And Summer said what she said, and then she stormed off because she probably felt like she was being ganged up on. Where we're having this same conversation again. Like she said what she said
Mm-hmm.
about the situation. You as well, Noel spoke with Alex. He says he's not interested in you, but yet we're here
Mm-hmm.
still discussing
Yeah.
the fact
At
that she
this
never
point he should
told
have did
you.
it. The issue should
Yeah.
have been dead.
So
But
Summer follows in Bria's footsteps and storms off. And then we saw where Noelle got in her feels because, again, she's friends with Summer. So she got up and tried to remedy the situation. And this is where we saw where Noelle apologizing because she doesn't want to feel that everyone, like they were attacking Summer. And it was cute. And that's the thing what I like with this group. They can have their issues or their differences, and they apologize the next scene and just move it
yeah.
on. Like, yes, it may come back up, but the fact that they don't behave like certain shows where they don't want to film with
They
this
don't only
person
for
or
too
they
long,
act.
yeah.
Yeah, so
Especially
I like that they
Shanice.
can
She's
move
big
on.
on that. She's big on
Yeah,
moving
Shanice is
on.
just like a free spirit at this point. Like, she doesn't care. Let's just move on. We then get to the dinner night. We saw where Jasmine was teasing that she's having a guest over. Everybody was under the assumption, who is this? Is this Mariah coming?
Yeah.
You know, Bria is
Yeah.
already starting to pout her face because she's like, how could you
Yeah,
invite
that's crazy
Mariah
though.
without saying anything? This is where Jasmine finally announced to the group that she's indeed pregnant. And everybody was actually happy. We got most persons except Amir, who figured she
Right.
was because her breasts were bigger than norm. So this is where we got persons who were on an assumption that she was, where Amir was literally clueless as he normally is. Didn't know that she was pregnant. So we found out that she's having a boy. And this is where she also break down saying that Silas being away and the fact that she has to take a picture after she has a child so they can
Yeah.
probably release him for him to
Yeah,
come
in
back
order for them
home.
to release him, she have to give birth. I
Yeah.
was like, that's crazy. Wow.
That is crazy, and I can just imagine this is not like her second child. This is like your
Yeah.
first child with this man, and you don't have him for throughout the pregnancy. And imagine if it's like a
Yeah.
tough pregnancy she's going through, and you don't even have your husband with you.
Yeah.
That shit must be really tearing her up. And that was the dinner, and then we got to Apollo nights where we have each person's they did like a little performance. And one question for you is, who you think won that competition?
I'm gonna give it to Amir. I don't know why. I mean, was it really
GPT poem?
ChatGPT though? I didn't. It
At
sounded
this
like
point, I see him typing
ChatGPT.
in the phone, and I was like, honestly speaking,
saw
and
him
I'm glad that
typing in
Preston
notes.
mentioned it. When I saw him doing the poem, in my head, the first thing came to my mind is, why didn't I throw that in GPT to create a poem for you? So I'm now when Preston said it, I'm like, did he try
When
to
he
do
said
the
it.
poem and it wasn't working, and then he just threw it in GPT and then finish it for him and do something for him, and then he read it like he did it. But that crossed my mind though, like
When he
GPT,
said it,
like,
when Preston said it, I was like, that really sounds like ChatGPT because you cannot like tell the language and how shit or phrase because of ChatGPT. So I could tell. I was
hmm
like, but I still give it to him because his effort and the
I
poem
want to give it
sounds
to
good.
the Meow group.
Oh my God.
They were more creative. Like you saw them upstairs practicing. At first, I didn't know that is what they were doing it for. But then when they actually came, they had their outfit. Everybody just got up in their same clothing, like, and
I'll
just put
give
on
them
the
an A for
glasses.
effort. I'll give them an A for effort. But they
I
probably should have
thought
just
they should
sing
have
a
won.
song, an actual song, instead of meowing up
So
there.
what you thought
Mm,
about Jasmine's little Fresh Prince rap that she was
not
doing?
here for it. Stick to her day. She need to stick to her day job. Stick to
Oh
that
my
day job, or
God.
stick to being a housewife. I'm sorry.
Yeah. But that was the episode, though. We see next week now where we should have Mariah entering the house. And I
hmm
think, I don't remember exactly, I have to rewatch, but we see that
So,
something is going to be happening next episode,
so
basically.
I think it's like bring your spouse or your significant other,
Yes.
something
So
like
if that's
that.
the
So,
case, that
yeah.
means we're going to have Amir's girlfriend. I
hmm
think Simon already arrived because I heard
He
she was
did.
talking
He
to him on the
already
phone
arrived.
saying
Yeah.
something. Yeah. So we have Simon and then we should have Mariah. I don't know if Phil will be also joining, but I think next week
Yeah.
episode should be very entertaining.
Eventful.
And I can't, yeah, eventful. And I can't wait to see what that will bring. But so far, though, I'm seeing that we have maybe 4 more episodes or so of the season, and I'm not hearing
hmm
anything regarding a reunion for this season. And we really need a reunion for this
We
season
really do.
because we really need to get into more details because we
It's
didn't
only
have one
fair.
last season. Yeah, we
Yeah.
didn't have one last season. It's only fair, yes, we have one for this season to clear our close off whatever issues. But
hmm
that was the recap, guys, for Summer House Martha's Vineyard. Let me know,
Yeah.
guys, in the comment section what were your thoughts on the episode. Was there anything else you wanted to share regarding the episode?
Uh, no, that's it. That's basically it.
No?
Yeah. No.
All right, guys. So we'll see you next week as we'll recap Summer House Martha's Vineyard, and we'll see you in the next one. Bye.
Bye, y'all.